obstacle courses may possibly be the hottest endurance event at the moment. Chances are your friends have tried to get you to sign up for at least one of them in the last year and a half. But they are hard. If you're a runner or triathlete and want to do one of those, the question I've gotten most frequently is how do you train for them? And that's the subject of today's interview. Today we have two guests with us, Brent Steffenson and Kacy Catanzaro. They both work for a new event series called Alpha Warrior. And I guess first, Brent and Kacy, can you tell me a little bit about your backgrounds and how you got into obstacle races? Brent?
Sure. Yeah. I kind of have a strong acrobatic background. I started out with gymnastics and stuff at an early age, and also diving, snowboarding, stuff like that, trampoline. But in the last few years, I've really gotten into free running and also obstacle course racing. And I've been a competitor on Ninja Warrior for the last 3 seasons, and done really well. I was able to get currently the furthest American on the course. So yeah, I just love obstacles, and it's definitely a new growing sport.
Oh, that's great. And Kacy, you also come from a gymnastics background as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I've done gymnastics for my whole life. I just finished my collegiate career. I did it for all 4 years of my college, and that's really just, mentally and physically my body awareness and kind of gotten me ready for obstacles. And then I kind of transferred into that after I graduated, and I'm just all about obstacle course running now. I love it. I love everything about it, and I also just finished my first season of Ninja Warrior, so.
Excellent. So two not only two great athletes, but two athletes who are excellent on television. First question is, what is Alpha Warrior all about? It's a startup. I love the tagline: "No mud, no miles, no mercy." Maybe Kacy, tell me what that means for you.
I I love that slogan. No mud, no miles, no mercy. It couldn't have been said better. I'm not a long distance runner. My body just isn't a fan of it. I can't do it. I give all the power to people that can, but I'm all about the short distance sprint, kind of, really challenging my body in that way. So I love that there's no running. I love that there's no mud. You're clean afterwards. You can stay for the party. You don't have to throw your shoes away. It's lots of fun, and no mercy because it's tough. It is challenging. But the thing about it is everybody can do it. That's what I love about it. Anybody can sign up and come challenge themselves in a different way. If you want to run the elite wave, you can do that. Challenge yourself in that way. But if you want to run the general wave, you can get through it, take your time, and everyone has a blast when they do it.
That's great. And Brent, maybe you can walk us through what kind of challenges does the course push you through?
It's pretty grueling. Basically, the attributes you really want to focus on are speed, strength, endurance, agility. So, kind of what I would recommend to train for this type of thing is a lot of it's going to be upper body strength, and if you're a runner, you have the endurance, which is great, but yeah, you're going to need to develop that grip strength a lot. There's a lot of rope climbs and swinging from stuff, and so I would recommend doing lots of I do a lot of body weight circuit training, a lot of functional exercises,
Right.
like pull-ups, different variations of that. Also, you got to have a strong core because you're going to be swinging through a lot of obstacles, but also you got to be explosive through the legs too. So we do a lot of stuff like box jumps and stuff like that. So yeah, you got to be pretty well-rounded to get through this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I look through the race calendar. I see one race is coming close by to me in September in New Jersey. So thinking through, I would probably have 3 months to prepare for that. How would I modify my training program? Is there a way to do this and still sort of keep my base miles intact?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, keep up with the running and everything. That'll definitely come into play still. We say no running, but you will be, the whole course is just about under a half a mile. So there is some running involved, but like I said, just a lot of pull-ups, underarm pull-ups, neutral grip pull-ups, wide arm pull-ups. For abs, a lot of hanging leg lifts, stuff like that. That'll really help you when you need to swing through stuff. It'll also just, add a little more endurance to the grip strength. You're really going to want to focus on grip strength a lot. And then, like I said, just keep up that running. Me and Kacy still train a little running because you do a little bit of running in between each obstacle, and you definitely need that endurance to get you through the course.
And you know what, Paul? Brent, he's not just talking to the men out there, all the ladies out there too. You guys should be doing the same thing to get ready. We're running the same course out there as the men are, and just the key is to not be intimidated by it, just be empowered by it and have fun, and we're out there doing the same thing. So.
Hey, that's great. Hey, Casey, I've got a lot of female friends who are good runners. Would you say everything Brent's telling the men to do, the women should do it? Are there any modifications women should do? Because typically, I know women just don't have the upper body strength that men do.
Yeah, I mean, everything that Brent's saying for people to do, it goes for everybody, the men and the women. I wouldn't say that there are any modifications. The only thing is, the men might have a little more, be able to do a little more numbers than the women do. So, for example, when Brent and I work out together, like, we'll do the same workouts, but his numbers, his reps will be a little bit higher than mine, just as I work my way up. There are certain modifications you can do if you don't have the skill to do that yet. So if you can't do a pull-up, you can make a modification, put a chair under you, and kind of give that to spot yourself and things like that. But as for the skills and the workouts themselves, the women should be doing the same thing as the men out there. So.
Well, that's great. It just interesting. I want to ask just maybe both of you about the television program. What's it like? Have you had to modify your routine to be competitive at the level both of you are competing at?
Basically, obstacle courses are just so random. You never really know what you're going to get into. So the American Ninja Warrior is similar to Alpha Warrior in the sense that, you're not really doing a long distance run. It's more of a sprint. And it is also a lot of upper body strength. So the Alpha Warrior and Ninja Warrior training kind of crosses over, but you just got to be ready for whatever they throw at you.
Yeah, Casey,
Yeah.
how does this compare to your collegiate gymnastics training?
Yeah, a lot of the body weight stuff definitely overlaps, which is good for me. With gymnastics, we don't lift heavy weights or, do anything like that because when we're doing our routines, we just have to worry about lifting or throwing or flipping our own body weight. So we do a lot of that. And another thing that's really prepared me is just mentally preparing for something. So, mentally visualizing yourself doing something and then making it happen and seeing a challenge in front of you and then deciding how to conquer it. I did that a lot with my routines in gymnastics and competing, preparing for that. And with obstacles, I do the same thing. I like to really visualize it, see what I'm doing, and take one thing at a time and just make it happen.
Hey, well, this is great. Now, I see a lot of events on the schedule. Are both of you going to be able to be at any of these events in the next 4 or 5 months?
Oh yeah, we'll be at every event out there. We're gonna run the course ourselves, and then when we're not running it, we're just gonna be hanging out, giving some tips to people and walking around, just hanging out, partying with everyone else.
Hey, well, that's great. Hey, listen, thanks for your time, and good luck with Alpha Warriors this year. And is there a website? What's the website that people should go to? Is it alphawarriors.com?
Yeah, just www.alphawarrior.com, or you can like us on Facebook also.
Excellent. All right. Hey, listen, thanks a lot. Good luck.
Hey, thank
Thanks,
you very
Paul.
much, Paul.